So we're going to pick every Big 12 game on today's show, but I also wonder, is Utah football just like in their own season of impractical jokers, and at the very end we find out the entire thing has been fake? One thing after another. This is Locked On Big 12.
You are Locked On Big 12, your daily podcast on the Big 12 Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome into Locked On Big 12. I'm Drake Toll from America's #1 Big 12 podcast, Locked On Big 12. Thank you for making this show your first listen every single day. We will end the show with your Big 12 games picked. We will begin the show with Brandon Rose, quarterback for Utah this week, playing the second half on a foot that didn't exist. From the AD to the head coach to the BYU cheerleading coach who got hit in the head with a water bottle and went unconscious, to losing 5 games in a row. For me, someone who is so excited for the Big 12 to be lifted up by any brand this year, to see this newest headline from Utah, I am both stunned and completely and utterly unsurprised. Brandon's mom says prayers for Brandon. He'll be having surgery. And you know what? Yes, prayers for Brandon. That is, we can all get behind that. She says in the second quarter, just before halftime, he tore his Liz Frank ligament. What does that mean? Yeah, I have no clue. But she's going to explain that for us. She says in the tweet, they gave him heavy pain meds and a steel-plated insole so he could continue playing. And there are two schools of thought here. One, the coaches go to Brandon and say, oh, that's not good. We need you. And they let him play. That's probably not what happened. It was probably, oh, that's not good. And Brandon says, no, let me play. And they say, well, the only way we could let you play is to give you a steel plate in your shoe. What? It's like, hey, coach, I don't really have a foot right now. Coach is like, you know what? Couple shots and a steel plate. We'll get you out there, kid. She writes, the doctor couldn't believe he was really even able to walk. That is the situation at Rice Eccles on Saturday in the second quarter going into halftime of, this poor kid doesn't have a foot. Well, we have a steel plate and a whole lot of medicine. I mentioned this weeks ago, and it applies today more than ever. Fire someone. Athletic training, nutrition, strength and conditioning. At some point, if you're a Utah fan, are you not tired of the entire roster being hurt? 3 quarterbacks out for the season with injuries. It is like, even in the SUU game, you lose a couple of guys, key players, for extended periods of time. Are they over practicing? Are they not eating right? Are they lifting too much in the offseason? Are they not lifting enough? Kyle Whittingham just said the team is not physical enough. Your team's not physical enough. And every player on the roster has some sort of season-ending ailment, it feels as though. We have to, at some point, look around the room and go, this keeps happening. One of you is probably to blame. Hey, coach, my foot was severed off. Could I play the third quarter? The answer is no. Put in Isaac Wilson, who's already played plenty of football this year. It's not, we could glue it back together. I feel bad for Brandon Rose. Maybe he was the guy who was like, I want to play. I don't think they probably didn't force him to play. He was like, I want to play. And the coaching staff, training staff, idiots. The doctor said he couldn't believe it's a miracle the kid can walk. And the Utah coaching staff said, not only can he walk, but he can play football. I don't know. Every headline I read from Utah, it gets crazier and crazier. This is what you brought to our league. And on the one hand, holy cow. On the other hand, I'm vaguely impressed because you keep kind of one-upping yourself. Let's pick all the games. Houston, who has the 9th best strength of schedule in the country, by the way, is going to beat Arizona on the road. Final score projection, Houston by 3. Give me 20-17, Houston. oh no, Arizona will score more than that. Dude, they're 3-6. They're not very good right now. Houston moves to 5-5. Arizona out of bowl contention. Colorado beats Utah. Utah has a top 10 defense in the country. Colorado still covers 10. They win by 13. Final score 27-14, 26-13. Maybe it turns into a field goal game in that case. Colorado is going to win. I think Colorado ultimately does cover 10. The analytics would agree with that. Colorado has the number 21 strength of schedule in the country. Again, that is per College Football Insider. And College Football Insiders has Colorado winning this game by 14. I think it's right around that area. Give me the Buffs to beat Utah at home. That one is at 11 a.m. too. Kind of a stinker. There's like a weird stinky matchup between those two to have to play it at noon. Colorado moves to 9-2 overall and proves that 8-2, I should say, and proves that, hey, we are here to stay. Could still go to the Big 12 championship. West Virginia is only projected to win this game by 1. They're underdogs, 2 5-4 teams. Baylor's strength of schedule 36. West Virginia is 29. The Baylor offense passing game has been much improved. The West Virginia secondary is not. This game probably goes over that 59-point line on FanDuel. Give me West Virginia to win because Baylor has never won in Morgantown. Give me by 3 or less, though. This is a 31-28. This is a 34-31. This is a 37-34. West Virginia beats Baylor. Tough for Dave Aranda and company who moved to 5-5, but if they can win their last 2, he probably saves his job. Neil Brown moves his team into bowl contention at 6 wins. Kansas State doesn't cover the 8.5. 8.5. They win by 6, I think, in this game against Arizona State, who's 7-2. Final score 30-24. We see a very competitive, very good game. You're sensing probably a trend outside of that Houston game and that Colorado game, I guess, of scores at around that 55-65 range. This is another one of those. Arizona State falls 30-24. They cover the 8.5 where this line opened, though, which is good. Iowa State, they play Cincinnati 28-24. 31-27. Again, we're kind of sitting in that same 55-65 point total range, which is over the 52.5 with this game open. I'm going to go Iowa State winning, but we have seen 25 of the 50 Big 12 games this season finish within 1 score. That is half of them. That is a large portion of games. Kansas, BYU. Cougars win this. Kansas offense has been good. I don't know if good enough. 34-20 final. BYU covers the 3.5 at home. 34-23 final, 34-24 final. I do think BYU has a field day. 34 points may not be a total field day, but more so than they did against Utah. Has a field day with the Kansas defense. Kansas to 3-7, BYU to 10 wins, 0 losses in year 2 in Big 12 play, year 1 in the brand new Big 12. That's good. BYU wins it. Today's show is brought to you by, you want to take one guess? I'll let you guess if you want to. It's brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. FanDuel is where I go every time I want to bet on these games. BYU to cover 3.5, FanDuel. Put $100 on it. Put $5 on it. And if you win, if that $5 bet hits, you get $150 in bonus bets. FanDuel Sportsbook app gives you everything you need to place live bets on NFL all in one place. So when you get a hunch in the middle of a game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. Visit FanDuel.com to join today. You'll get started with $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. That's FanDuel.com. Never waste a hunch. Make every moment more with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook and an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Visit FanDuel. Download the FanDuel app today. Have fun watching football tomorrow. I'll see you guys on Sunday with a recap show. Going to a wedding Saturday. How fun is that? A wedding on a college football Saturday. I'm actually really excited for the wedding. Cute couple. I'll still watch football somehow. You know me. It's my job. This has been, it always will be, Locked On. Thanks for making it your first listen every single day. Dose Grande.